Back again, just like herpes, but harder to catch. Here we are. Trying to speak louder than this shirt I have on right now. I decided to wear today's Minions colors on the episode.
uh, just had to stand out, you know.
Oh yeah, just like that guys in the landscaping crew on the side of the highway. Wearing one of those vests. It's in summer mode. It's freaking
Stay
hot
safe out
already.
there.
What's that?
Stay safe out there.
Oh yeah, always safe. You just gotta get my hard hat. Dude, it's already hot out here, man. 90 degrees today, humid as hell.
Yeah, no, this week, yesterday took me out. I was, had a long day at work. So, yeah, there was a lightning strike at work and lost power and it shut down the machine and it took us pretty much 24 hours to get it going again. Dude, I fell asleep so fast last night. It was, oh,
Do you guys have generators?
what's up?
Do you
We
have like
do,
backup
we
generators?
do, but there was a power surge and it messed up some of our electronics.
Oof.
So,
But that was fun.
oh, dude, that was a fiasco. That was terrible. And it's in the heat and the humidity. It's hard to move, but
Oh yeah, especially in the plant,
yeah, exactly.
non-circulating air.
None. Yeah,
To might as well be in the cave.
yeah.
On this episode, we're trying to cover different topics. We're trying to go over the results, final X, wrestling results this weekend. Some MMA news as far as the aftermath of these weekend matches. And we try to talk about men's mental health. This is just one of the topics for this month. It's mental health awareness month. Um, the first thing that we can start with that starts with mental health for men is like there's different stigma for men expressing emotions in the combat sport, and also like in real life, because you're supposed to be like tough man, and tough man being hardcore doesn't really like doesn't mean that you have to have emotions. You have to be like a freaking robot. But about at the end of the day, we're still human, anyways. Feel things, so it's okay to speak out and talk about it because it's certain emotions they don't you don't resolve them by just you cannot give your own advice to yourself
Mm.
certain things, and it's okay to talk to somebody about it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those things. Like, I don't share much with many people, but I feel like it is good to have your friends, couple friends that you can talk to. Um, yeah, no, it's important to do. Um, but yeah, there definitely is a lot of pressure to you know just what are you doing? Keep going, get back to work.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's important, and you should see. Thankfully, you see some people speaking out about it, like you mentioned, Patty the Batty. Uh, it is cool to see some guys who are like, they're kind of at the top, at the pinnacle of what a man should be, type deal, and they're saying, hey, it's just reach out, like, you know. So
Yeah,
that's
because it's a different kind of courage too to like
mhm,
reach out to somebody to like, hey man, I need some help with this. Just like I need help with certain technique, I need help with this as well,
mhm.
mental wise. Like how what will you do in this scenario?
Yep, yep, yeah. Sometimes that outside perspective can make a big difference.
Yeah,
It's always a
it
lot
makes you
easier
also
for
see the big
somebody.
picture too.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. But
Basically, like some people like Patty Pimblett, he's like rather hear your voice like complaining about something than hear the call for somebody else. You pass away.
mm,
Another example would be Tyson Fury. When he talked about he fell into deep depression. He never had depression until he won the world title and beat the guy he wanted to be Klitschko,
hmm
which is a different kind of depression that you feel from other people. Usually, is seen like stereotypical depression will be like I don't have things, I'm missing this and that. Like, but you see people depression affects both sides, either poor or rich or whatever status you might be. affects anyone, just like every one of us.
Mm,
Um, for example, he had like everything, and then he just crumbled it, like because he never did drugs before that until he then, because he's just self medicating, which is not
mhm.
good either. I'm not a doctor, but self medication is not good.
Yeah, yeah. Tends to not work out well at all.
Yeah, usually you put a fuel to the fire when you see a burn
Mm,
to put it out.
yeah, but
But it is good like to reach out. Um, and another thing was about in the sport, but also like in life, there's high expectations. We also give each other expectations to each other. Um, it can be mental, like heavy. For example, this is like expectation of this. You have to work and you have to provide for your family, and anything else is collateral along the way.
mm,
Um, in the sports, usually you have high expectations. You want to be a champion. You have to do these things and that, and then if things don't plan out, it's the end of the world. But it's not that way. Um, Injuries is another thing. Um, because injuries kind of like gets in the way of the identity that you create as an athlete, and you want to be able to push certain way, but you can't because your body won't let you, and it also adds up, not just physically but mentally at the same time. So, oh man, I wish I can do this. Like, do I have to climb that mountain again of
mm,
getting better? And it doesn't have to be. You don't have to start from the bottom. It's not a valley. It's just a little drop of the climb that you have to make.
mm,
You have to make a climb regardless, but you still have to just keep a positive perspective
mm.
of because negativity is gonna be there. You can count on any time, except for cutting weight. The negativity is not there. There's no negativity in the scale. You have to just go at it. For example, I think Alex Casares, he was mad at his opponent because he made weight in one scale, but in the scale that he had to be in the official weigh-ins, he was overweight, so he had to go back and lose another pound.
Hmm.
He was mad at his opponent, like, I already made weight on this scale. That you can just fight. It's not a weight fight. Like, no, that's what you agree on. It's part of the contract.
Right.
But
Hmm.
one scale was in on a carpet, the other one wasn't. It's regular. So it's like you can go by that one. It's not accurate.
Right.
But cutting weight is mental too sometimes. Like that. Like what's the name? Harrison, Kayla Harrison. She's talk about that. That he was like the last pound. It was just pure mental. She had to reach to God to be able to like to get that way off because
Mm.
it was beyond her. That's what she said. It felt like to make that cut.
Yeah. I can only
And
imagine. That looked like a brutal cut on the scale. Oh my gosh.
she doesn't
Her
look like herself.
no, no. That's got to be one of the worst I've seen, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know how she had dreads and to
Yeah,
be able to perform the next day.
I truly don't. But the before and after pictures were unreal.
Yeah, but I think the UFC is doing better with that because they have part of the PI Performance Institute. They have somebody there as a nutritionist. They have
Hmm.
like electrolytes and things like that to be able to replenish their um, glycogen storage
Hmm.
to be able to perform the next day. That's what they're doing better.
Hmm.
Because I remember they had like during the weigh-ins or something like one of those countdown like embedded. They have like they show somebody there that they like supply with like food and fluids
Hmm.
after weigh-ins for the official weigh-ins. But another thing that that's a lot like
Yeah.
mental too is the social media man aspect of
Yes.
it for athletes nowadays. Because you
Yeah.
see like Michael Jordan having that issue back in the day. Or let's say like pick up the newspaper and he read it. It's like, oh, this freaking reporter, fuck that guy. I'm gonna
Right.
show him. And he was, but nowadays you can just be in there, just get a notification, to fuck you, asshole. There
Dude,
he
it's
goes.
everybody. Yeah. Yeah. So many people that just hide behind their computers and type away.
Yeah, trolls.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
just like they just want to ruin your days. Like, and then, like guess what? You give him the gratitude to just piss off your day for social media
yeah,
because everybody
yeah.
has an opinion.
Hmm.
But also that takes a toll on some people. Have like even like in soccer players see them they having like performance deepen. It's not even a contact sport or
Yep.
social media aspect of it, and they have to reach. They talk about that this guy Alvaro Morata. He's a famous Spanish player. He had to like reach for therapy as well because it was getting to him his performance.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, it's believable. It's I did like yeah, that's it's brutal. I mean, I felt bad for honestly, Bilal Muhammad
Mm-hmm.
because like I don't know, it just like all of a sudden it seemed like everybody was attacking him, which I get it. Like he wasn't a very exciting fighter to watch, but I mean he's not bad. He got there because he's good, you know.
Yeah,
Just oh, the amount of disrespect he was getting is just unreal.
it's not like he hit and run a pregnant lady,
Right.
a broken arm,
Yeah, exactly.
like
Yeah.
some other guys. It's not like he got arrested in Vegas for beating his girlfriend and
Yeah.
getting the cops called by his daughters.
Yeah.
Like that guy.
Not like he got kicked twice for being on PEDs.
Yeah, it's like that. I can see for that guy, but he was just being a guy that he wasn't entertaining. That's all.
Right.
That's his only sin that he did as an
Mm-hmm.
athlete.
Mm-hmm.
In which the certain thing is actually the promotion's job
True.
to make him like um a star, especially for champions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call it promotion.
Yeah, solid. Hmm.
But yeah, like they get that all the time. But some things that are, like we can kind of like suggest. It's probably like therapy is one of the things. You don't have to be a high level person to get therapy because we all have our own things to work through, and you have to get advice from somebody, somebody like outside uh your own head, because you can use yourself advice all the time. In journaling is really important, because just like you journal your workouts, see you gains that way. Also, journaling is good because it's kind of like a mental inventory and putting ideas together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you did like, you don't have the money for it, like you just have to like reach out to somebody, your friend, man, like the gym, on the locker room, just say, man, nah, I'm having struggle with this, man. I wish like you can help me with this
Mm-hmm.
because you struggle, just speak up,
Yeah.
like because it takes courage for that as well.
Yeah. But definitely, yeah, definitely preferred. Just reach out. I mean, yeah, you never know how many people care.
Yeah,
So
a lot of people care. They just seem busy all the time,
right.
but
Yeah.
they care too.
Yeah.
Um, one talk about our girl, transition to the final X for this past weekend. Helen Morales was one of those athletes that was performing. Like she this weekend she qualified for the 15th time for the world or Olympic team. That's something, say something right there.
Mm-hmm.
But according to her post, the last 10 months since the Olympic Games, she thought she was done wrestling, and she moved to New York City, and she was just doing BJJ. She wasn't doing no wrestling.
Yep. Hmm.
And then like 8 weeks ago, she went for a run, and she said that God told her to go back to Phoenix for training. And then she just like got up and left, and she moved 2 weeks later, and she started in her training camp for making the world team.
Wow.
And she's like highly technical.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, she's good.
And she like after Rio when she won gold, she had like a chain of concussions issues that was having from wrestling, and she had to reach out for help because and she had to take some time off from training and competing because her brain was taking a lot of toll.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like that's got to be very hard to come back from as well. Just those injuries, those, I mean, stuff just beating you down like that.
Yeah, especially like things that you cannot see,
Right.
like migraines and stuff like they like debilitating migraines because it's hard to like roll compete when your brain is just betraying you. Then you lose your balance.
Mm.
That's tough. But she was able to get 8 weeks training, and she got back into it, and she's back into the world team. That's how cool she is. And like her technique, it shows in jiu-jitsu too, how technical she is.
Hmm. She, what did she gold in? So IBJJF something?
Yeah, no geese,
No, no.
blue belt.
Hmm. Yeah, she. I don't know. She hadn't been doing it. Had she been doing jujitsu very long? I mean,
I
doesn't really
think
matter.
she's been doing it for a year or two.
Yeah,
Man,
I mean the wrestling does everything.
she's a three-time Olympic medalist.
Yeah,
She'll be the three Olympic cycles
yeah.
for a reason. And she has made the U.S. team 15 times.
Those poor blue belts.
Hmm. Yeah. And you don't give her a white belt.
Yeah. Hmm.
You feel bad for the white belts that go against her
Yeah, yeah.
because she's just going ragdoll them. Another match that was interesting was PJ Duke versus Yanni Diaco. Yanni Diaco, he only lost twice in high school. He was 4 times state champion in high
Hmm.
school. In college, he was 4 times national champion. He's going against PJ Duke. He's from New York as well.
Hmm.
And he's a high school senior.
Wow.
He already beat some of the guys in that weight class that like world team members. Since he's in the final X because he had to be some guys to make it to final X.
Yeah.
He went against Yanni, and he um he lost in a tech fall in the first match of final X. The second match he was able to edge him out in a decision. I think it's like 13 to something, 13 to 10. He beat him in the second match, so I had to go for the third match for see who's gonna get the spot. And he was going for a single leg, and he called Yanni and put him on his back and pinned him. Yanni has never been pinned, not in high school, not in college, not in international. And he got pinned by PJ Duke.
Wow.
That's crazy. And the
That.
funny thing about it was there's a picture going around from back in the day when Yanni took a picture with him when PJ Duke was little. This is a picture right here. It's like wow, full
Really?
circle. Be careful who you train with. They might come and get you one day, take
Yeah.
your spot. But look at that picture.
Hmm.
A hammer.
That's really funny.
Mhm. I don't know if that was like a most outstanding wrestler. The trophy
Yeah.
that he has out
Yeah.
there, like most outstanding wrestler of the tournament. But yeah, they took a picture with him. It's like wow, it's full circle.
Yeah.
Go against each other. Final X for the world team members. And then you have some other guys like Real Woods. He made the team. He's a guy that he's a really good wrestler. He's like a hard worker. Everybody wants to have him in the team. I think he was in Stanford for 2 years. Then he had 2 years left in eligibility in college. He went to Iowa. Wrestled there for Iowa. I think he's two-time All-American there, one-time finalist out in Iowa. You know, he trains out of Michigan, Cliff King Olympic Training Center. Yeah, but he's like really good as well. Spencer Lee made it. I mean, not Yanni, but Sahih Valencia beat Dake again for the spot in Final X. Um, but that's the one that was the main event of the of the weekend.
Mm, mm.
Once you win the whole many of them, they're going to come back with gold or medal in world team.
What was
Trent
that?
Highly also he's from NC State. He made the team. He won his match.
Who's that? I missed it.
Trent Highly from NC State.
Okay. Yep.
Or boy, Bareback Snyder won his spot too. Kyle Snyder. He won his spot. Bareback versus Silverback. See who's gonna win. You just need one Bareback versus the Silverback. He'll take him. But the heavyweight, who was the heavyweight? Can't remember who was the heavyweight. Oh, your boy, Juan Hendrickson. He was the heavyweight. The one that beat Gable Stevenson in NCAA finals.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. So, okay. Yeah. Final X. Huh. That'll be pretty interesting. So what all? Yeah. Okay. How many matches is it? And is it a tournament to get into the Final X?
Yes. So you have to be world team trials. You have to beat everybody there, and then the finals of that for the world team is in Final X.
Okay.
You either go against last year somebody the medal either in the Olympics or in the world team and the world championship,
Hmm.
or you go against somebody that won the US Open because they have like to take a for example Helen she had to go to the trial because she medal in the Olympics
Yeah.
as a bronze medalist, so she took the bid for Final X.
Okay.
Um, who was another one? Um, that was there last year. Kyle Snyder took the bid for Final X.
Mm.
Spencer Lee took the bid because he's silver medalist in Paris. Um, but yeah, they had to go to the whole thing.
Mm.
Levi, oh, David Carr, forgot about that one. David Carr versus Mitchell Messenbrick. That one was a good. Remember the one I told you about the David Carr, beat Messenbrick in college in nationals.
The the what?
David Carr versus Mitchell Messenbrick. Messenbrick has
Huh?
won, have been two times finalists in NCAA's. He only lost one match, and that was in the finals of 2024 nationals
Hmm.
against David Carr. That's the only guy to beat him. It was a really close match.
Mm.
So he's been a tear in college this year. He had like crazy amount of tech falls. His opponent. He went against David Carr in I think it was a US Open, trying to get a bid for Final X. He tech fall David Carr early on this year. David Carr won the World Team Trials. He beat everybody to make it to Final X, and David Carr beat Mitchell Messenbrink in both of them
Yeah.
to
Mm.
get a spot for the World Team. which David Carr, his dad's Nate Carr, he's a legend in Iowa State. He's a three-time national champion for Iowa State. And that back then,
Okay.
freshmen were not allowed to wrestle. So that's why he's only a three-time national champion.
Okay. Wow. So he's a generation wrestler.
Oh yeah. So he had to like to his dad looked like a preacher, but he's a wrestler.
Mm. Hmm. Like, what do you mean?
You know, like preachers, like they have like short haircut, they have a thin mustache, like kind of like that. They dress like a
Okay.
preacher.
That's
That's what they
funny.
look like.
Yeah.
But he's a famous wrestler up there in Iowa State. Cyclone Regional Training Center. That's what it comes out of. But then you have Saeed Valencia versus Calde out of the Cowboys. Which Oklahoma State they have. How many guys do they have? They have two guys in the world team. White Hendrickson, Saeed Valencia in there. Boom. And then Penn State has one guy, not two guys. Kyle Snyder and Levi Haynes, 79 kilos. She's 174 pounds, roughly. But the United States has a pretty solid team, including a high school senior, a PJ Duke. How crazy is that?
That's insane.
Oh, by the way, there's still one spot left.
Oh, really?
Yes. I think 62 kilos is going to be Vitor Arojao versus Jack Forrest. He's that another high school kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. Talk about potential.
Oh, yeah. Destroying every. No respect, man.
Mm.
He's the one that started the match 6-0 and came back and he tech fall his guy. Ridiculous. I think it's like 18
Disrespectful.
to 18 to 8, something like that. 18 to
Dang.
6, something like that. After he being down 6 point.
Yeah.
Disrespect. But that's for Final X for this past weekend. But we can go over the fights this past weekend. Kamaru Usman versus Buckley, Joaquin
Hmm.
Buckley in Atlanta.
Yeah, good old Atlanta.
Yeah, one of the things was that match versus Paul Craig versus that controversial decision,
Yep.
no contest versus Rodolfo Bellato. What do you think about the not so much the kick, but like, do you think he was knocked out?
It is so hard to tell because it does not look convincing the way he like pops back up.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I understand that when you're out like that, sometimes coming back is not what you think. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not totally unbelievable that he could like snap back too like that. In my opinion, it doesn't look real, but could happen. So,
The one that got
I
me was not so much like when he came to, but when he was went out because he got kicked. He looked at the referee, put his hands up, and then he just fell back. That's the thing. That reaction after he got kicked.
I must not have seen that part.
Yeah, because he gets kicked, he looks at the referee, put his hands up, and then he falls back, and then he hits the back of his head with that canvas, and then like he's out. And the referee comes out, and then he's trying to wrestle the referee.
Dang. Huh. No, I must have missed that. Hmm.
That's what Paul Craig was pissed at him. Like, dude, like that's wasn't like a he didn't look like he got because he gets his face get hit one way, then he turns to a referee, put his hands up, and then just falls back. Like he's out. Like a soccer player.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, don't turn this into soccer. Where's my
I
red
think
card?
yeah. I think that's might be a reason why people give hell to Bilal Muhammad for that match with Leon Edwards. Remember with eye poke? And he was considered no contest.
Mm.
But I mean,
Yeah.
eye poke is you can see like when he got poked in the eye
Yeah.
compared to the kick.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The, yeah. I'm just saying, Rodolfo better not have anything like that again, because I'm sure Dana will be all over that.
Oh yeah,
You know, um, it's hard. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's so hard to like say what actually was like real, but yeah, doesn't look
Y-
good.
yeah. Even Anthony Smith was talking about it. Like, doesn't look like a real kick. Like,
Mhm.
it does look like a real kick, but doesn't look like he went out. He
Right.
trying to like grapple with the referee afterwards
Yeah.
because he got kicked by John Jones in the head when he was down in the title fight.
Yeah.
Anthony Smith, and he just kept going. I'm okay. Just go keep fighting
Mhm. Yeah.
because you want to win the match, but also you have to think about the long game of those actions that you're doing
Mhm.
because you're gonna be looked at as that guy that he's a poser.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That's your reputation for sure.
Hmm.
But
That follows you a lot more longer than just that one
right.
result.
It's like Chandler
Hmm.
doing
Yeah,
a lot of
he's.
shady shit.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
He shows only when like that character shows whenever he's losing.
Hmm.
But another one is like OG's match was Michael Chiesa versus Cole McGee. Chiesa was he. I'm surprised how good of a grappler he is. Michael Chiesa.
Michael Chiesa. Okay. Yep. I don't think I watched that one. To be honest, I think I was started a little later than that. But he is a very good grappler from our yeah
He used to like ragdoll people. And
yeah,
I think also the thing about it was he used to be 155. I don't know how he made 155.
which is walk around. I wonder.
I don't know because he fights at 170 now.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wow.
he's a big guy because you see him like as when he's a correspondent
Hmm.
for ESPN. He's a big guy.
Right.
He's from the Pacific Northwest. One of those Pacific Northwest, like Seattle grappler.
Hmm. Decision 5 rounds. Did they grapple much in that? Did you watch that match?
No, I was able to watch it, but I just remember him. I can't remember who he was going against. Did he go against Diego Lopez at one point? He's ragdoll
Hmm.
somebody. Well, Tony Ferguson. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Ragdoll Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, that does say something. Tony's no joke.
No, he beat Rafael dos Anjos at welterweight.
Hmm.
Yeah, he did ragdoll Diego Lopez back in 2019 at welterweight.
Hmm.
But his last match at lightweight was 2018 against Anthony Pettis. He got submitted.
Okay. He got
But
submitted by Anthony Pettis.
hmm Anthony Pettis
Dang.
has underrated grappling.
Mm. Yeah.
He has a little armbar,
Hmm.
even though like he's like a kickboxer,
Yeah.
his style was. But he called Kieran Melendez in a guillotine in the title fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he was defending the title. I mean, his armbar is lethal.
Yeah.
But when he was 155, Michael Kister, he used to have that mullet, the big, bushy, like a freaking beaver
Yeah. Yeah.
mullet.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh yeah. But I know what's for him as far as like matchup wise.
Like
But
what's
he's in the
next?
prelims. Michael Chiesa.
Yeah.
He's 37 years old. He's Is he
Yeah,
ranked?
I thought he was getting older, but
And also, he's already one of the correspondents for the UFC.
yeah. Hey man, we got a match for you. You bring your shorts.
Yeah. What, you want to drop the microphone? Hamza, she might pull out of another car. He need you to go in there, man. No, I don't see him in there in the ranking, top 15.
No, no.
I wonder if they're gonna make a match between Sean Brady and Madalena because he just beat Leon Edwards recently.
Yeah,
Sean Brady.
yeah. Hmm.
I think that was a London card.
That wouldn't be. Yeah, that wouldn't be surprising at all. Hmm.
He's shorter, but he's like freaking strong as hell.
Mhm.
The welterweight. Um, how was the Kamaru Usman match versus Buckley?
It was classic Kimura. He just
Man,
shut him down. It was
the Nightmare
it
is
was a
back.
little boring. Yeah, I mean, it was yeah, it was very classic Usman. Usman just Buckley didn't stand a chance. Just kept getting taken down. Just ragdoll. And yeah, it was very clear who won that fight. So, but I'm surprised. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That was very classic Kimura. Uh, so I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he'll stick with it for a little longer.
Yeah,
Because I honestly I expected Buckley to put up more of a fight than that, but he had nothing.
he's completely just shut down.
Yeah. Well, they were even talking about it, like how little of an answer he had for being taken down. It was like he didn't train it at all. Like it just he got taken down and then literally not a chance after that.
Just preventing getting punched. That's all he was doing.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. No offense from the ground.
Mm-mm. Not a bit. Not even like he couldn't even stand back up. He just yeah.
Just on Leon Edwards back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's how he started training for grappling part. He went to AKA for
Hmm.
the first match with um, Kamaru Usman, and after that he started working in his grappling a little bit.
Yeah. But, no,
Hopefully he
it was
learned from
cool to
this
see.
one.
Huh?
Hopefully he learned from this one.
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, he definitely. I mean, he's got so much left in him. I think he's pretty young, isn't he? I can't remember how old he is, but I thought he was pretty young. 31. Okay, he's yeah, it's a few years for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he only been in the organization 5 years.
Hmm.
And he was in a 6-5 winning streak,
Yep. Yep.
beating Colby Covington, TKO, beating Wonderboy Thompson. I mean, those two guys right there, interim champions in uh title contender as well in Wonderboy Thompson. So I mean, he's right there.
Hmm. Yeah, if he could adapt his game, he could definitely do very well. But
Is he 5'10"? Because he looks shorter compared to Usman.
I thought, yeah, I thought he was a little shorter, but let's see, he's 5'8".
Okay,
How tall is Usman?
I
I
think
didn't
I want
think
to say
he
he's
was big.
5'10". No, 6 feet tall.
Okay, wow, it's bigger than I thought he was actually.
Mm-hmm. I think he's like 5'10". Well, GSP is 5'10". A welterweight.
Hmm. Cody Garbrandt versus Rayoni.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Cody's just not. I don't know. He doesn't got it anymore. I feel like, you know. Uh,
he was criticizing Sean O'Malley too.
Cody was.
Yeah, in the Marab match, it's like, dude, he's going against Marab. Everybody
Right.
looks like against Marab.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a video. It must have been answering that. I didn't realize it at the time, but uh Sean O'Malley talking about how he watched his fight and or watched his Marab fight. He's like, yeah, people have been saying I look like trash, man. And he's like, then I watched Cody Garbrandt fight, and I saw his hair, and I realized that's what I look like. It's like, man, that was an embarrassing moment. It's like I look terrible out there. Gosh.
Because he had the same cornrows as O'Malley.
Yes, yeah, yes. Same cornrows, and he mentioned, oh, and he's got face tattoos. Man, I look terrible out there.
Damn. I talk about kicking a double still down. I just up to the wood.
Hey, man, you can't talk shit as a loser. Okay, that's just not good,
No, no.
especially if you're a
Especially,
champion.
yeah, punching down.
Yeah.
And you asking for it. You just open the door wide open to get insulted.
Hmm.
You better win the next match, man, because it's coming right back at you,
Yeah.
son.
Exactly.
Tenfold. And he has a bigger reach as far as like social media too.
A lot. Yeah. Hmm.
It's because it's really marketable.
Yep. Yeah. No, people love him. He does some streaming as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. That's why he's making a lot of money
Yep.
uh when he was suspended.
Yep.
That's why he got the Lamborghini money.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember. Didn't he talk about that? Like him being suspended was kind of good for him because he like branched out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because try different things. That's why he was doing grappling.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. 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 Hmm. Yeah.
But the next one is gonna be Roundtree versus Jamal Hill. Who do you think is gonna win that one?
Next one. Trying to. I've I like Roundtree better. Uh, dang, I don't know. I mean, Jamal Hill's a little more well-rounded, is he not?
Yeah, as far as grappling,
Yeah,
he has a better grappling department
yeah,
than Khalil Roundtree. Roundtree is more of a striker. Muay
mhm,
Thai. He loves Muay Thai.
yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean,
Yeah, I
to
wanted
me,
Roundtree to win. I heard Dean Thomas talking about the match that is we saw versus Alex Pereira. That's one off. That's the best Khalil Roundtree we'll ever see.
yeah,
They said we will. That's his peak right there.
hmm,
We'll be able to compete the same way against Jamal Hill. They don't know. That's what Dean Thomas was saying.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. That's the thing. I mean, if Jamal Hill's willing to take it to the ground, that's the thing. I feel like you're gonna see a striker's best game when he's fighting a striker, typically,
Yeah,
because
because if all the fighters want to avoid that.
right. But
Just the way he trains out. He said trains out like Syndicate MMA, Khalil Roundtree,
hmm,
and um, Jamal Hill. He trains in out of Detroit.
yeah,
He has his own gym too. The well, not his own gym, but the gym most like they basically just work around him.
really, okay.
Yeah, kind of like Stephen Miocic.
Hmm.
He's Black Lion. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Does he train out of? He's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
Yep.
Which submission did he get on somebody? What was the last submission? Trying to remember. Because see some knockouts, KO, TKO. I can remember he had like a submission finish. Also, remember the last kickboxing guy they went against? Yuri Prochaska. See what happened to him? Jamal
Mm,
Hill.
when no, what?
Yuri Prochaska was the last guy to go against Jamal Hill. That was a kickboxer. Well, Bear was a kickboxing, come from kickboxing. Yuri Prochaska comes from the kickboxing world.
Yeah.
With Khalil Roundtree, he's a Muay Thai guy. Alex and Yuri KO Jamal Hill.
Yeah. Hmm.
As somebody in the gym just like they asked me like, who do you think is gonna win? He said like he thought that Khalil Roundtree will win by kick, like soccer kick to the ribs of Jamal Hill.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
Yeah, I think he almost retired somebody. He blew somebody's knee with a oblique kick.
Dang.
Khalil Roundtree.
Yeah.
He has a nasty like a kick to the leg that he KO somebody with that.
Yeah.
Blew his knee.
Dang. Yeah. Maybe that doesn't bode well for Jamal.
Yeah. Jamal Hill had to bring it to the ground because the last two fights he got knocked out.
Hmm.
He has a he has knocked out people, but he's like a lucky punches he got against people like Thiago Santos, Johnny Walker. He's leaping, kind of like that.
Hmm.
But Elvis and Prue, they went against. Yeah, so he's another one of those Dana White's contender series fighters. Jamal Hill.
Yep.
Colin Roundtree is the Ultimate Fighter contestant.
Okay. Hmm.
They're kind of like two Dana White side projects
Yeah.
going against each other. Because it seemed that was like a lot of like former champions. They were like the Ultimate Fighter contestants, like Forrest Griffin, Rashawn Evans, and them. That they were champions. It's good for the publicity as far as the Ultimate Fighter.
That's no doubt. Yeah. No, they've seen some very good fighters go through there. But
Yeah, but now it seems to be the Dana White contender series. For example,
mhm.
Sean O'Malley, Jamal Hill. There's another one I can think of right now. There was the Dana White's contender series. Boom.
Yeah.
It seems
Yeah.
like they're now they're up and comers.
Yeah.
It's cheaper on this production too for Dana White. Instead of like filming for so many weeks at a place in camps and stuff like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's easier to just do like Dana White contender series.
Yeah.
Boom. I want to see Jamal Hill. I mean, a little Roundtree win this one
Yeah. I
to get his
agree.
way back to the title.
Yeah.
Because he seems he's a nice guy.
Right? Yeah. No, I agree. Hmm.
Also, Curtis Blaze is in this card.
Who?
Curtis Blaze. This match has been canceled twice already. Curtis Blaze is a heavyweight. He fought Tom Aspinall for the interim title. He got KO in 1 minute. back in
Oh
2024.
yes, yeah.
So that was July 2024. This year, he was scheduled to fight versus Rizvan Khanif. February 22nd was canceled. March 8th, same guy, canceled. June 21st is the next schedule card. I mean, dude, just move on, man. If you
Yeah,
somebody has to move on, man. You don't get paid if you don't fight.
yeah. Right, yeah, yeah. 100%.
So might as well just make the weight get paid a little bit and just find another card because I mean somebody's not going to if you get canceled twice, third time is a charm. Just like Khabib versus Tony Ferguson.
Mhm. I did not realize. Did you did you say Curtis Blades beat Thomas Aspinall?
Oh no, he did back in the day whenever he blew his knee. Remember that beginning of that?
Oh, that was
It was
that
that
one?
fight. Yeah, that
Oh,
was that one.
okay.
He
Because,
blew
yeah,
his knee.
2022, I was looking, I was like, oh, he beat Aspinall in 15 seconds? I'm like, dang, I can't believe I didn't see that, but I did. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
remember that he planted his leg wrong. He
Yeah,
blew his knee,
yeah,
and they could consider that a KO or TKO.
yeah.
But it's not contact either, was it?
I don't think so.
No, he just like stepped wrong and he blew his knee.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call like TKO, not contact.
Yeah, it's strange, but hmm.
But yeah, he Curtis Blade. He's known for his wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a good. He most of the matches that he wins is because of his wrestling.
Hmm.
Able to like ragdoll people or just get punches from there. And one guy that I learned was for MMA was Derek Lewis was throwing uppercuts and underhooks for striking because a lot of people usually go for knees, but if you miss, man, he had your leg
Right.
for somebody taking down. But Derek Lewis was before the match. He was talking about uh, uppercuts. That's
Yeah.
when Derek Lewis like it's Herbs Dean's fault. Remember? Derek Lewis
No.
was like he was like it's Herbs Dean's fault. He just kept punching him. He should have stopped the fight earlier. It's Herb Dean's fault.
Derek Lewis is great.
Oh yeah, yeah. You remember the video he said recently about next time somebody like call him out, he go assault him, sexually
Yes.
assault him.
Yeah, yeah.
Stop calling his ass, put a finger up their ass. So he can stop calling him out.
I do what I gotta do.
Like, dude, out of pocket, man. And I remember one time he was like in a press conference, and it was before he was going against DC. And one of the reporters like, "Why are you pissed off DC?" And it's like, "Yeah, go ahead, tell him." And DC said, "It's like I'm pissed off what he did to Popeyes, the commercial. It's a disgrace. Don't respect Popeyes like that."
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and one thing, I think whenever DC was trying to cut away, he brought him a bag of Popeyes.
Who?
Derek Lewis got DC a bag of Popeyes because remember Popeyes from Louisiana,
Yeah.
so he just brought that for him. It's like get that out of here, get that out of here. He's yelling at Derek Lewis
Brutal.
because Derek Lewis is a heavyweight.
Mhm.
By the time DC was trying to cut down to 205,
Yeah.
oh man, just warfare, mental warfare. Another MMA news for this week about update Ben Askren health. His wife made a post recently about him being still having bad days and good days. They still haven't sedated, trying to reduce his sedation. Like he responds, and he looks like what they're looking for now is the next option will be him getting a lung transplant
Mhm.
because of so much damage that the infection had caused. He's still on the ventilator and the ECMO too, which is
Mhm.
rough.
Yeah. that's tough. That's a really tough situation. I mean, yeah. Did that get in his blood? Is that how this
I'm
transpired in
not
this one?
sure
Okay.
because I've heard that he wasn't feeling well because according to Shell Sonnen, that is the source that he talks about in his video. Ben Askren was in Vegas doing some event for like Bitcoin. Chris Cyber was there. She saw him in there, and was talking about that he wasn't feeling well, so he went to the ER emergency, see what was wrong with him, and that's when they found out he had a staph
Mhm.
infection, also sore, but also he had pneumonia.
Okay.
So that's when they found out like he like how do you be able to diagnose yourself for something like that?
Right.
And, how much cold is going around and illness is going around? You don't like go to like straight to like, oh, I have a hole in my lung because of staph.
Right. Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, maybe he's like too tough for his own good. His wife says like he's usually a healthy guy, and I don't know because I mean some people are too tough for their own good. For example, one of the guys at the gym, his lung collapsed. He went home the next day. He like went to work, and then eventually he went to the hospital. And he had a collapsed lung.
Yeah.
Like he didn't know about it. He's hurting.
Yeah, I thought it was a little hard to read. Whatever. I'll
And
walk it off.
he just happened to be working as a firefighter. Yeah, no easy job,
Yeah.
but it is like I don't know how you able to diagnose those kind of things. Maybe what's wrong with gauging what's good or
Mm.
bad. Like, because usually like see like a skin infection. That's what usually is. We usually think about whenever like a staph or something like that. Honestly, but there's a difference between staph and MRSA.
Mm.
Because staph is the infection, but MRSA is like when it gets like to your blood like in a really fast pace.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Somebody was talking about like rumors that maybe he had like a crack rib that he had like a that's why he got infected. Maybe
Mm.
reason why he was already in his bloodstream and that's why he got that pneumonia.
Mm.
But that's just a rumor.
Right. Yeah.
It's like you really that's just bro like a locker room talk.
Oh,
It's,
yeah. It's
it's
bro
not
science.
possible. Yeah, it's not possible that they get it that way.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's not like airborne disease either. It's
Right.
contact.
Yeah. Exactly. That's
It'd be really scary if it was an airborne disease. That would be a zombie
shit.
apocalypse.
Yeah. That's no lie. Yeah. Gyms wouldn't be a thing.
No, but it is rough. They're looking for a lung transplant for him. That means your life will be changing because you have a new lung too.
Hmm.
Yeah, so the thing about it, lungs doesn't mean that you're out of the woodwork because might take you might not need another transplant, lung
Right.
transplant.
Yeah. Mm.
Boy, it's rough.
If it does take, I'm sure there'd be like a conditioning period where you got to get back to fully functioning. And yeah. Oof.
Yeah, I had a couple of patients in the previous like company I used to work for that they had called pulmonary fibrosis. It's a disease which is gradually your bronchioles calcifying, so your lung capacity reduces. The only way you can get a cure is by getting a lung transplant.
Really.
I had two patients that live within like a couple of miles from each other that had the same disease,
Hmm.
but they're trying to find like a cure. So they were in the Duke. Duke is the only hospital that I know of that you can try qualify to be in the lung transplant,
Hmm.
and you have to like for them they have to lose so much weight, and you get put in the wait list. And if like so many years they're like waiting and waiting there to be in the wait list. One went to Mayo Clinic, another one went to another hospital, trying to like stem cell. I can't remember. And one of them got a lung transplant. I think he went to Houston. He had a bunch of tanks. I remember upload a bunch of oxygen tanks because he got in a bed. He wasn't flying. And also he was high flow. So I'm talking about like regular people. They usually like on 2 liters of oxygen. This patient was like 12 liters of oxygen per minute.
Whoa.
So he had like big tanks. He had to like, especially for a long trip, you have to have a lot of tanks.
Mhm.
Which he had to sign a waiver because you're not supposed to be carrying that much over like too much weight. If you get in a car accident, you blow up the whole highway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But him is one that made the trip. He was able to get a lung transplant. He's living a normal, decent life. The other one, he got a lung transplant. He didn't make it. He passed
Wow.
away. So it's like
Wow.
the for example that on that scenario, this anecdotal story, it's 50-50 chance.
Hmm.
Do you like do you get a lung transplant, but you don't survive
Right.
the recovery for it?
Mm. Yeah. No, that's such a serious thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's really important organ for your life,
Yeah. Yeah.
lungs.
Hard to live without that one.
Yeah, and then it's sad because I see like all the patients that have the same disease, with like his pulmonary fibrosis, and you go set up with oxygen. It's like, dude, you don't know what you have right now. Your life has changed forever.
Mm-hmm.
There was a kid that used to deliver liquid oxygen to his house and to his school that he was going to, because he have oxygen in both places. He has same disease.
Mm.
He was born with it. Um, and then another one was um uh guy that he was allergic to feathers. He worked at a chicken factory. He know his whole life, and he was working there. He like just got fucked up from it.
Wow.
Hmm. He just didn't know about it.
Hmm.
And then there also another clone transfer for a girl. I think it was in Duke a few years back. I want to say like 10, 15 years ago. That she got a lung transplant, and the family was suing the hospital because she died at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't mean like just because you have a lung transplant doesn't mean you are completely out of the woods,
Right. Yeah. Mm.
because your lungs might not take it, your body might not take it.
Right. There's so much. I'm sure there's so much complication that goes into that.
Hmm.
Mm.
So hopefully things get better for him, man.
Yes. Yeah.
It's sad. There's somebody like that.
Right. Yeah. Definitely a very well known figure.
He out of the nowhere,
Yeah. But
the
yeah,
illness.
exactly.
The, do you have anything else like as far as for this week news MMA?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, that's all I can think of right now for this week. Previous matches, mental health for this month. And you know this month, you think about it the rest of the year too, because
Right. Yeah.
live with yourself. But make sure you reach out if you need help. You don't have somebody to talk to. You can always call Nate. He has a lending ear.
So, that's right. That's right.
Let me pull down his phone number right here. Hold on. Somebody calling you random number. You
Yeah.
think you were getting sleep because your power went out. When do people start calling you?
Yeah.
But seriously, like, just get help, man. It is people care about you. What do
Yep.
you don't think of right now? You're
And
important. Just,
on the flip side of that, reach out to,
yes,
you see somebody struggling, you reach out. It can make a big difference.
correct. Just little actions
Mm.
goes a long way
Hmm.
for people.
Yeah.
Boom. Till next time, do you want to close it up?
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed the cast. Hope you learned a little. Join us next time on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadios, and iTunes. Give us a like, give us a follow. Hope to see you next time. Thank you guys.